Hello everyone, hello Professor. We are the Group 22. The title of our article is Analysis of Changes in the Impact of RMB Exchange Rate on Prices based on Chinese data. The exchange rate is the rate of exchange between two currencies and can also be viewed as the value of one country's currency against another. When a country's exchange rate changes, it can lead to changes in the prices of imported and exported goods, triggering changes in the price level. Another possibility is that changes in the exchange rate can lead to changes in other macroeconomic factors, which in turn affect prices. Most of scholars have studied the impact of exchange rate changes on CPI separately, but these scholars have come to different conclusions through their studies. The first argument is that when a country's currency depreciates, the price level of that country will rise accordingly. The second different point of view is that when a country's currency appreciates, the country's price level will increase accordingly. The third view is that the exchange rate has no significant effect on prices.
And this part is talking about single threshold regression model. The function 1 is the general form of single threshold regression, and the slope coefficient beta can be obtained by least squares estimation. So this is function 2. And we can get delta squared from function 6. Now this is check whether there is a threshold effect. The linear constraints hypothesis H0 is beta 1 equals beta 2. Hansen proposed an autonomous sampling method to model the asymptotic distribution of the likelihood of detecting such rates. If there is no threshold effect, then the model becomes the function 7. Then the non-hypothesis H0 of the likelihood test is based on the F statistics. An autonomous sampling method can obtain symptotic p-values for large samples. And if the p-value is less than the critical value of the set confidence level, then the hypothesis that there is no threshold effect is rejected. This part is checking whether the estimated value of the threshold is equal to the true value. If there is a threshold effect that is beta 1 doesn't equal beta 2, and the asymptotic distribution is non-standard. So to verify the hypothesis H0 gamma equals gamma 0, the corresponding likelihood ratio statistics is the function 9. And where C is a random variable whose probability distribution obeys function 10. And the form of the inverse function of function 10 is this one, function 11. And based on this form, we can quickly calculate the critical value. So if function 9 exceeds function 11, it indicates that the non-hypothesis is rejected at the significant level alpha, and that is when function 9 equal or less than function 11. The non-hypothesis H0 cannot be rejected. Gamma equals gamma 0.
Empirical analysis. 1. Model construction. According to the general equation about exchange rate changes and domestic price levels defined by Goldberger and Nater, this article establishes the following model. We use the threshold regression method to improve model, considering that the number of samples selected in this article is limited, and considering that the threshold regression method can only be applied to fixed effects models. The improved model is as follows. Threshold model under different exchange rate ranges and the threshold model under different exchange rate fluctuation ranges. It can be seen from Table 2 that when different consumer category price indexes are used as research objects, their threshold values and confidence intervals are different. The threshold values of each category price index are greater than the threshold value of the national overall price index. 2. Model estimation. As can be seen from Table 1, from a nationwide perspective, the single threshold test result of the equation is significant as a 1% leap, with an F value of about 18, which is greater than the 1% critical value of about 8, and a p-value of 0, 8 less than 0.05. So the nationwide equation adopts a single threshold model. Other classification price indexes use linear models. Table 3 analysis the National Consumer Price Index, finding varying exchange rate impacts. Key industries like transportation, communication, housing, food, and medical care significantly affect ordinary receipts. Domestic money supply and international crude oil prices also influence the national CPI and transportation. For reviews that in the tobacco and alcohol industry, RMB depreciation leads to lower prices due to intense competition. No threshold in fact is observed for various consumer categories regarding exchange rate fluctuation, and a non-significant linear relationship exists between the price index and the exchange rate. Table 5 discusses the feasibility of a single threshold due to limited samples. It shows that the whole control house and food consumer price indices adopt a significant single threshold model, supported by F and P values. However, other consumer price indices do not exhibit significant single threshold results and continue to use the linear model.
Comparing the absolute values of the coefficients on the both sides of the threshold value, it can be seen that for the housing price index and the food price index, there is a positive correlation between price changes and exchange rate changes. There is a linear relationship between price index and exchange rate, but the linear relationship is not significant. That is, exchange rate fluctuations in different ranges have basically no impact on those classified price indexes. There is mainly because no tradable goods exchange rate fluctuations have a relatively small impact on those price indexes.
It's of great importance to analyze the impact of RMB exchange rate fluctuations on China's economy as a whole and customer price index and different industries. So this paper mainly uses the threshold Poynter regression model for nonlinear analysis of relationship between the two ones. The following conclusions are reached in different exchange rate ranges. The impact of exchange rate fluctuations on the price level has a threshold effect, and different exchange rate fluctuations. The impact of exchange rate fluctuations on the price level exists in the threshold effect. The paper also adopts a threshold regression model, which for the first time studies the impact of exchange rate fluctuations on different customer categorized price indexes by different industries, and found that the impact of different fluctuations in the exchange rate on the customer price indexes of different industries is variables. The policy implications analyzed are including Finally, a policy implication analyzed are including the role and the impact of the exchange rate on process, the impact of the threshold effect, macro control of housing and food consumption, differences in the impact of exchange rate flexibility across the industries, a special treatment for special industries. That's all. Thank you.